Follow us at
My name is Mia,
revengefiles.com.
and I am 20 years old. I am currently living with my boyfriend, Leo, and his family. This is just a temporary solution while we save money to move out on our own. Leo is a wonderful person, but living in this house is like being in the middle of a never-ending storm. And the eye of that storm is Jessica, his sister. Jessica is a bitter and mean-spirited young woman. She treats her own mother like trash, constantly screaming at and belittling her, even in front of other people. Honestly, she treats everyone in the house badly, including her own boyfriend. Every day, I hear her screaming at that poor guy. She is lazy, irresponsible, and messy. Dirty clothes are thrown around, dishes are never washed after she eats, and she always assumes someone else has to clean up after her. The conflict between Jessica and me started with small things, but it became increasingly intense. I used my own savings to buy a new bed for the room Leo and I are staying in, as the old one was too rickety. One day, while I was assembling the bed, Jessica walked in and started screaming at me, saying the bed I bought wasn't mine, and I had no right to own it. It was absurd. I paid for it, so of course it was mine. Not only did she say that, but she also started fiddling with the bed screws. When I firmly told her to stop, she flew into a rage. I also couldn't stand her because of the way she treated her mother. Once on my 20th birthday, Leo and Jessica's mother had just gotten home from work, exhausted, and not even having had a chance to sit down and rest, when Jessica stormed out to pick a fight. That whole evening, the atmosphere in the house was as heavy as lead, and my birthday was completely ruined by her selfishness. Jessica's irresponsibility is also evident whenever we go out together. She would get so drunk that she'd pass out and vomit all night. And so, Leo and I would have to sacrifice our entire good time to watch over her. This happened so often that we started to dread making plans to go out with her. Perhaps because of that personality, she couldn't keep a boyfriend for more than 5 months. Living in such a toxic environment, my patience was wearing thinner by the day. I thought of many ways to get back at her quietly. I wanted to do something to take down Jessica's sky-high ego and bossy personality, to make her taste the discomfort she caused others. The idea came to me by chance. While scrolling through TikTok, I saw a video tutorial on how to strip black hair dye at home with simple ingredients like effervescent vitamin C tablets, baking soda, etc. A mischievous smile appeared on my lips. Jessica had always been proud of her shiny, thick black hair. She had dyed her hair black for years, and it had almost become a part of her personal brand. A revenge plan began to form in my mind. I would turn her pride into embarrassment and shame. My plan was simple. I would mix a special concoction and put it in Jessica's shampoo bottle. Every time she washed her hair, the dye would wash out, leaving her black hair blotchy and faded. I thought that would be hilarious. Follow us at revengefiles.com. I immediately sprang into action. I took nearly 10 small vitamin C tablets and carefully crushed them into a fine powder. Then I mixed the vitamin C powder with a little vinegar and salt, creating a mixture with mild color stripping properties. I waited until midnight, when the whole house was fast asleep, and tiptoed into the bathroom. Jessica's expensive shampoo bottle was on the shelf. My heart was pounding. Just a simple act of pouring this mixture in, and my plan would be set in motion. My hand held the vial of mixture ready for action. But then, as I looked at my reflection in the bathroom mirror, I suddenly stopped. What was I doing? Would this action really solve the problem? Ruining Jessica's hair might give me a moment of fleeting satisfaction, but what then? It wouldn't make her treat her mother better. It wouldn't make her more responsible. It would only ignite a bigger fight, and there was a good chance I would be found out. What if Jessica had an allergic reaction to the mixture? The consequences would be even more serious. This wasn't a clever revenge, It was just a childish and risky act. True revenge shouldn't target her appearance, but her toxic behavior itself, exposing it to the light so that people could no longer ignore it. I poured the mixture into the toilet and flushed. A new, more sophisticated and effective plan began to form in my mind. I wouldn't attack Jessica's hair. I would attack the very shield she used to excuse her behavior, the silence and ignorance of those around her. I spoke with Leo. He was a little hesitant at first, because she was his sister after all. But after I explained all my thoughts, and also the shampoo revenge plan I almost carried out, Leo realized the seriousness of the problem. He was also tired of Jessica's behavior. He agreed to cooperate with me. Our plan was simple: gather evidence. We started secretly using our phones to record Jessica's tantrums. Whenever she started screaming at her mother or berating her boyfriend, one of us would discreetly turn on the recording mode. We also took pictures of her messiness and sloppiness around the house, and the times she got drunk and we had to take care of her. Within a month, we had an undeniable collection of evidence: audio recordings of Jessica's shrill, bossy voice, photos of her irresponsibility, and even text messages she sent to friends bragging about taking advantage of others. We didn't use this evidence to confront Jessica directly. That would have only led to a pointless argument. Instead, we chose a weekend evening when both of Leo's parents were home and in a relaxed mood to hold a family meeting. We sat down in the living room, without Jessica present. Leo and I calmly and clearly presented what we had been enduring. We didn't just complain, we provided proof. We let them listen to the audio recordings. At first, their faces showed disbelief, but as their daughter's harsh words echoed from the phone's speaker, that disbelief slowly turned into shock and shame. They couldn't believe their daughter could say such things to her own mother. We showed them the photos and recounted the nights we had to cancel our plans to care for a drunk Jessica. We didn't ask them to kick Jessica out of the house. We only asked them to acknowledge the problem and work together to find a solution. We said that this toxic living environment was affecting everyone, and if things didn't change, we would have to move out sooner than planned. Not because we wanted to, but because we needed to protect our mental health. That family meeting created a big change. Leo's parents, after facing the irrefutable evidence, could no longer ignore it. They had a serious and firm talk with Jessica. They set clear rules. Jessica had to respect everyone in the house, attend counseling sessions to control her anger, and be more responsible for herself and the shared living space. If not, she would have to find another place to live. Of course, Jessica reacted violently. She screamed, cried, and blamed me and Leo. But this time, her parents didn't back down. Our evidence had given them the strength to hold their ground. Life in the house remained tense for a while, but gradually, there were positive changes. Jessica, under pressure from her family, began attending therapy sessions. Although her personality didn't completely change, her tantrums decreased significantly. She started to be more conscious about cleaning and respecting others.
Follow us at revengefiles.com.
For me, that was true revenge. I didn't ruin her black hair, but I did something more important. I stripped away the veneer of deceit and denial, forcing everyone to face the true colors of the problem. The truth sometimes has a cleansing power stronger than any chemical. And as peace gradually returned to the house, it was a victory sweeter than any fleeting sense of glee.